I'm Darren Hardman, CEO of Microsoft UK and Ireland, and this is Unframed, a new video series that's having lively and in-depth conversations with the changemakers at the frontier of AI. So welcome, Scott. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your career, what do you study, what led you to this career in technology, and what do you enjoy most about it?
You probably can't tell from my accent, but I grew up in Australia. I was really fortunate. My parents bought me my first home computer back in the early 1980s, and I just fell in love with the technology and what it could do for people in your home life. I started work in the mid-1980s, pre-internet, pre-mobile phone, and I've lived through some amazing transformations of technology and how that's changed society and the way that businesses work. And that makes for a really exciting career and lifestyle, and I've loved every second of it.
You mentioned transformation. So in 2024, we signed Microsoft and Vodafone, a groundbreaking partnership agreement to drive digital transformation across the Vodafone business. Why was Microsoft such an important partner for you in that decision?
Vodafone's a 40-year-old company, and like many companies that age, we have lots of legacy technology that was really holding back our digital transformation. We needed to modernize our IT estate, move faster to the cloud, and really unlock new development methodologies to help us go faster and deliver more value to the company. We were really interested in the investments that Microsoft are making in generative AI, as we saw that would unlock a further acceleration in our digital transformation. So forming that partnership, combining it with joint go-to-market and revenue growth opportunities really meant we were able to create a partnership that I think is a win-win for both companies.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like the partnership, it's a 10-year transformation agenda. You know, the partnership and the trust that we're building together on that journey is phenomenal. A great example of that was your decision to be an early adopter in M365 Copilot a year or so ago, which, from our perspective, it allows us to create a kind of battle-tested product that we can go to general availability. But from your perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, the ability to just, supercharge and move quickly. And we see that in the fact that you've now taken M365 Copilot and deployed it to a staggering 60,000 people across the Vodafone organization.
That's the majority of our workforce, and we really saw the power that generative AI could unlock in that workforce in helping them be more productive, but more importantly, improve quality and actually their employee experience in working at Vodafone. And that's played out really well for us. More than 80% of our people use Copilot every single day. 93% of them say it's made them more productive and improved the quality of their work in the organization.
So which specific areas of the business are using Copilot?
It's really broadly deployed everywhere from customer care, supporting our agents in the way they support our customers, through back office functions, for legal, for our network engineering teams, all the way down to our distribution systems and our retail teams.
What about the key success stories coming out of that? Give us some of the measurable impact.
I think the areas of customer care are really super interesting. Our NPS has dramatically improved by more than 30 points. Why? Because we've all deployed chatbots in the past, but the comprehension rate isn't great. People often get frustrated with interfacing with that. Building SuperToby, our Gen AI-powered agent, has really improved the quality of the service that we're offering through our chatbot agents. In productivity, we've seen great improvements across the whole organization, unlocking our unstructured data in a way that can improve the way we write business propositions, for instance, for our business customers, the way we run our legal contract analysis, and the way we manage our back office lease and financial services for our network infrastructure.
Some of those departments you mentioned, some of those functions, did they raise some kind of cultural resistance? And if they did, how did you overcome that?
Yeah, I think new tools can be scary for everyone, and change can be scary for the whole organization. We put a lot of effort into the training and assimilation capabilities to help people understand how to use the technology. And we built a big community of leaders that we invested in, more than 1,000 people that we trained in generative AI to the next level of capability and embedded them in teams across the company to help unlock improvements in business processes. And then more importantly, we celebrated success. Areas of the business that had unlocked the capability were doing something amazing with generative AI. We really promoted internally to help the whole organization join that journey.
So this is not an individual project. This sounds like Copilot is helping transform how Vodafone operates as a company.
It really is, and it's actually led from the entire executive committee. So our HR director leads all of the people change transformation elements that are important. Our CFO leads all of the value capture, making sure we're unlocking the benefits that come from that. So it's not just a technology deployment. Each business leader needs to take ownership of the benefits that generative AI can drive into their part of the business. Only then do you really unlock the transformational capabilities that you can.
Of course, there's a Copilot assistance across all of the Microsoft product range. You're using GitHub Copilot as well for your developers. What sort of impact is that having?
We've got more than 5,000 developers across the organization, and developing code at speed is really important to us. It's how we unlock value quickly in the marketplace. GitHub Copilot has been amazingly transformational. We've seen a 15% improvement end-to-end in our software development lifecycle, significant improvement in quality, much lower failure rate than we had in the past. More importantly, our time to market has dramatically improved. We're releasing features much quicker for the business that's unlocking revenue growth opportunities. I'm really interested, Darren, how does early adoption from people like Vodafone help Microsoft in learning about your products?
Yeah, it's really critical, and we're really grateful as part of the partnership that Vodafone lead in to help support that the early adoption of M365 Copilot. Look, we come battle tested in the context of how we use the tools in a real life scenario, in the context of an organization like Vodafone, who has multiple geographies, multiple languages, multiple contexts and functions and personas that are leveraging this product every day. And it's the experiences through that early adoption program with customers like Vodafone that means when we go general availability, we can hit the ground running and show value and impact from the product launch. And in the same guys, allowing Vodafone to hit the ground running once we go GA in terms of scaling and moving from early adoption into broad rollout, and that's exactly what we've seen in the Vodafone context.
I think Microsoft's willingness to work with us, learn, make mistakes, adjust to that, and really feed that into the product meant that we're really able to accelerate at a much greater pace than if we'd waited for the industry to evolve and take a forward step. So I think leaning in and being an early adopter works both for the customer as well as for you as the provider. So Copilot's really unlocking a lot of value in removing mundane tasks across Vodafone for our contact center agents, for our back office stuff. How's that transforming in Microsoft? What are you seeing within your organization?
So look, I think Microsoft, we're really deploying AI at scale across all of our business functions. And I think you mentioned customer contact. We actually have 40,000 human customer contact agents across all of our Microsoft portfolio. And what we're finding with the deployment of AI assistants with our customer contact as a service enabled through agentic workflows, we're seeing a significant impact on the NPS score of our customer feedback, but also on the employee sentiment and their ability to do the things that matter most of the time and leave the agentic AI solutions to manage the more mundane, the more repeatable tasks. And so it's not only driving positivity around our customer obsession, but also employee feedback and how they feel fulfilled in executing their job. And of course, there's an efficiency that comes with this execution that is showing up in terms of a bottom line and how we serve our customers and our shareholders better for the future. So to continue the conversation, I thought we'd take a look at your Stoke Customer Contact Center.
Fantastic. So Darren, we're here in Stoke, our main customer care centre in the UK, looking after all of our UK-based customers.
Sounds fantastic. Should we go and have a deeper look inside?
Let's do that.
So tell us about Super Toby. What additional features does it have beyond a typical chatbot?
Well, Super Toby's got 47 million active customers live in 8 markets, so fairly broad scale in terms of deployment. Why are generative AI chatbots so much better than traditional chatbots? Really to do with comprehension rate and the conversational style that you can build into that chatbot and the memory that the chatbot has over the interaction with the customers. Customers much more quickly build trust with the chatbot that they're interacting with, and it can deal with much more complex tasks than a traditional chatbot that can only deal with very simple intents. That's allowed us to handle much more complex environments. So sales environments, you're roaming into a new country, you might want a sales package for extra roaming data or extra capability. Super Toby is capable of completing that journey with a really high NPS and really high comprehension rate. It's able to interact with the customer through multiple questions and queries that a traditional chatbot can't. So you get a much higher NPS, much higher completion rate, and you're taking more of those mundane tasks away from your contact center agents and be able to deal with that through a digital tool.
So you mentioned sales there. In Vodafone for Business, obviously your B2B part of your organization. How is Copilot helping the sales teams there go and do more and drive top line?
apart from the basic productivity, Copilot helps them prepare for meetings, it helps them take notes, it transcribes meeting capabilities and prepares really good briefs. But we've seen great outcomes from our proposal generator that we built for our enterprise sales teams. They write hundreds or thousands of proposals every month, positioning to our customers, and being able to use Copilot to optimize those, develop them quickly. Instead of something taking weeks to be developed, can be done in a couple of hours. It's giving us more sales time, more time in front of the customer, higher close rates, and therefore supporting revenue growth.
The core of your business being, mobile telephony and broadband, how are you using AI to actually help you manage the network?
We're deploying really broadly across our network infrastructure. The most impactful area is actually for our field engineers and our network engineers. We've built an internal engineering tool called Vina that gives them access to all of our knowledge bases, all of the information they need to use to manage a device. They can take a photo of the device. It'll tell them what the ports are, what are the right configurations. They can check the configuration commands they're about to put into the device to check that's going to have the impact that they wanted and get the certification, and then update all our ticketing systems and all the elements. So it's really improving quality by giving them better access to technology tools, but also taking away some of the mundane tasks and making them more productive. Darren, I'd love to hear your views on what you think an AI-enabled future is going to look like.
So I think we're really enjoying this moment where we see AI assistance driving efficiency for individual workers, where we see the mundane and the administration being moved aside. But I think we're very quickly going to see Agentic take hold, where we have humans that are orchestrating a set of agents that are working together and cooperating to really drive whole processes autonomously with small human interaction. The power of this is significant. The ability to focus the human time on the creative and the differentiating aspects of their role, I think has a great opportunity for us here in the UK market. In fact, there's a £500 billion economic opportunity if we can get this right in the UK, for our startups, for our existing commercial enterprises to go and lead across the globe, but also to create efficiency in public services, where we really need to make sure that we're doing the utmost with the money that we spend on those services, whether it's local government or central government. So I think the opportunity to put the power of Agentic out to the UK is significant, and one that we're absolutely behind. What about your view?
Yeah, we see similar opportunities. I think we're focused on how do we make sure we scale Agentic AI really effectively within the organization. In many ways, agents are going to be like employees. You need to lifecycle manage them. You need to make sure they've got the right access control rights and they've got access to the right applications in the right way. So the right architecture and setup for technology to unlock the power of Agentic is really important. And I think that's why partnerships like the one we've formed with Microsoft are super critical. We need to make sure that we have a truly scalable architecture to manage all of these agents that we're going to be deploying across the company.
And I really look forward to seeing the power of that future land in the context of Vodafone's employees, but also Vodafone's customers.
Absolutely.
Scott, it's been great to hear from you, to visit your office in Stoke and see the power of AI in the context of customer service. Thanks so much for joining us today on UNFRAMED.
My pleasure.